Hi, everyone, and we are glad that you have joined us for our second episode of What's the Problem? And the problem is depression, unaired. There will be three parts to this mini series on depression. Part 2 will be uploaded tomorrow, Saturday, and part 3 on Sunday, all by 8 a.m. Have you ever been sad? I mean, very sad, that sometimes it lasts for days. And you may be thinking, is this depression? Or am I depression? Or am I in depression? When I was a teenager, I was often very down, very sad. But somehow I learned to manage it, even without realizing it that I was managing it. What I would do is this: I would take walks in the nights, just around my neighborhood, and somehow the nights, the lights on the streets, even the air and the wind, all these somehow made me feel a lot better, and I would go back home. As I got older, I continued, unfortunately, to have those kind of sad bouts. And honestly, I was more of a sad person than anything else. Honestly, I don't know if it was depression that I was going through then. But always somehow during that stage in my life, I somehow was able to manage it. I did exercises, I did reading, I wrote poems, and I had interest in dark activities. All these somehow helped me to overcome it. Perhaps you or someone you know may have similar experiences like I had. And at times, you are not sure if it is just that you are sad, or that friend of yours, or relative of yours, or your loved ones is sad, or is it depression? Now, this series of videos that Rap is presenting, three parts over these next 3 days, will hopefully bring you some awareness and information about this problem, this issue of depression, and help you identify what's actually sadness and what are possible signs or symptoms of depression. We want to start off today with part one: what depression is not. Because not everything or symptom by itself is depression. And as my wife would say, just don't label someone as depressed because of just a symptom, which is true. So in part one, we will share what depression is not. So wait for it. Part two, we have key symptoms that can lead to depression. We'll be sharing that tomorrow. And part three, which we will share on Sunday, what depression is. And wait, we have a counselor in the house for this. We are privileged and blessed to have Miss James, a certified professional counselor, to share part three with us. So, if you or your friend or your loved one exhibits any of the possible signs of depression that we will be sharing in part two, we would strongly advise you to refer to the Institute of Mental Health website or its hotline for support and help immediately. And here are some helplines as well. If you're watching these videos and you are from overseas, please seek help from where you are, from where you are staying, from a reputable and recognized mental health agency or a hospital. Depression certainly is a mental health issue that needs treatment and support. As an introduction to this mini series, I want to share some stats first. In 2026, the Institute of Mental Health, IMH, launched the third nationwide Singapore mental health study to update national figures. Current, general, and youth-specific data highlight the following depression stats in Singapore. General population. Adults with symptoms. Around 26% of adults report mild depressive or anxiety symptoms. 19% report moderate symptoms, and 7% exhibit severe symptoms. Now, concerning youth and adolescents. Severe symptoms. About 1 in 3 youths aged between 15 to 35 experience severe or extremely severe symptoms of depression, anxiety, or stress. Depression specifics. Roughly 1 in 7 youths report severe depression symptoms, while up to 29.8% of youths who are not in education, employment, or training experience these severe symptoms. Now for the seniors. As Singapore officially becomes a super-aged society in 2026, roughly 5.5% to 5.7% of its elderly suffer from clinical syndromal depression. An even larger portion, over 11% to 13%, experiences subsyndromal depression, where early symptoms like fatigue and insomnia often go undiagnosed due to it being mistaken for the normal aging process. Mental health prevalence studies require years of data collection and analysis. Most 2026 discussions are still based on the Global Burden of Disease, GBD 2021 estimates or WHO-derived datasets. Thus, the commonly cited depression prevalence figures for Southeast Asia in 2025 to 2026 places Singapore with a depression prevalence of 4.6% in its population, the highest among the ASEAN countries. Thailand is second with 4.4% and Vietnam third with 4%. In 2025, the Institute of Mental Health has initiated a 5-year study to look at the causes of depression among adults in Singapore with the aim of finding ways to prevent it or halt its trajectory. Now, I'm sharing these stats just to bring awareness to each of us that depression is a problem, is an issue, a challenge that's gripping our population, and not only our population, but in many populations in the world. So not to shrug it off, especially if you know someone who is included in the number of stats that I just shared. Hopefully, whether you are just an employee in your job, or someone in management, or a high executive, you can watch out for your colleagues and subordinates too. There may be a deeper reason why suddenly they are not as focused or they are slacking at their work. Maybe you know of someone that you care about, a colleague, a friend, who you notice a sudden change in them and they are like being down emotionally frequently, or even yourself. Is your friend or loved one or you yourself going through a period of deep sadness in your life? And if you are, how long has it been? Okay, so now let's go on to the main content of this video. Part 1. What depression is not. Depression is not simply having a bad day. It is not feeling sad after disappointment. It is not grieving a loss, though grief and depression can overlap. It is not being lazy or lacking willpower. A simple way to remember depression is that it often affects mood, motivation, mind, and body. As far as mood is concerned, there's sadness and a sense of hopelessness. Motivation, there's a loss of interest and drive. as far as the mind is concerned, poor concentration, negative thinking, and the body, sleep, appetite, and energy changes. Do you know of anyone who is experiencing such symptoms? Just don't go around saying or thinking that, yeah, that guy, that girl is going through depression now for sure. Wait, don't jump to conclusions yet. There are two things you must know before you even think that, yeah, that's depression. These are the two things. Number one, is that person experiencing several, take note, yeah, several, not just one, but several of these symptoms for more than 2 weeks. Yes, there is also this time period to take note of. And the third one, I added a third one as well. Are they interfering? Are these symptoms, so-called symptoms, interfering with their daily life? Then, and the most important thing to do is to get a professional assessment from IMH or social agency or mental health agency. But if thoughts of self-harm comes or suicidal ideation are present, then that's danger sign. Immediate support is needed from emergency services such as SOS must be sought. While both depression and ordinary sadness involve emotional pain, they are not the same thing. Sadness is normal human emotion, whereas depression is a condition. Depression is a condition that affects the whole person emotionally, mentally, physically, and even spiritually. Now let's identify sadness and depression. What's ordinary sadness versus depression? I'm going to shorten the phrase ordinary sadness to OS and depression to D. So please take note. Number one, OS usually is linked to a specific event, loss. Depression, on the other hand, may begin after an event or may appear without an obvious cause. Number two, OS comes and goes. Depression persists most of the day, every day, for 2 weeks or more. Number three, OS, ordinary sadness, can still enjoy some things. Depression, the interests and pleasures in most activities are greatly reduced or absent. Number four, ordinary sadness, OS, encouragement, rest, or enjoyable activities often help. But with depression, encouragement alone usually does not lift the condition. Number five, ordinary sadness, OS, self-worth generally remains intact. In depression, it often accompanied by feelings of worthlessness, guilt, or hopelessness. Number six, ordinary sadness. Energy levels are usually normal, but in depression, fatigue and loss of energy are common. Number seven, ordinary sadness. Thinking remains relatively clear, but in depression, concentration, memory, and decision-making may be impaired. And number eight, ordinary sadness usually resolves as circumstances improve or fade. But with depression, it may continue even when circumstances improve. Now, an illustration of what sadness and depression is, it goes like this. Imagine sadness as dark clouds passing through the sky. The clouds may be heavy, but eventually they move on. Depression, on the other hand, is more like living under a prolonged season of darkness, a prolonged season of dark clouds, where the clouds remain day after day and begin to affect every aspect of life, sleep, appetite, relationships, work, thinking, and even hope. There are three practical questions you can ask yourself or ask concerning a person that you think is going through sadness or depression to see whether they have depression. Number one, is my sadness tied mainly to a specific event or has it spread to every area of life? Number two, can I still experience moments of joy and gratitude or do I feel emotionally numb most of the time? And number three, for yourself or for your friend, have these feelings persisted for weeks and begun affecting my sleep, appetite, energy, and daily functioning? If the answer to the third question is yes, depression becomes a possibility, and it is worth taking a serious view of it and discussing that situation, that issue with a professional. Now, a useful summary is this on depression and sadness. Sadness says something hurts, whereas depression often says everything feels hopeless. Sadness is a normal response to life's sorrows. Depression is a deeper condition that affects how a person feels, thinks, functions, and experiences hope. Both deserve compassion, but depression often requires more comprehensive support and treatment. Do take note of the differences between ordinary sadness and depression. And by the way, how about yourself? Are you feeling sad? It is healthy, it is a healthy sign if you are sad. But and if you are sad and are seeking ways to overcome it and not be continuously down or not allow yourself to be continuously down and sad. However, if you are experiencing prolonged period of sadness, then I hope what we have shown you here on the differences between ordinary sadness and depression has been helpful to you. And there's nothing wrong, and there's nothing wrong or bad for you to call a helpline just to check, to be sure that you're okay indeed. Please do if you think you need to. So now, this is the end of our first part of this mini series of rap segment of What's the Problem? Part 2 will be uploaded on our YouTube channel tomorrow at 8 a.m. show. Catch it then. God bless.